Recently, on a little video called Swimming Carnival Memories, I asked you for your most embarrassing crush stories. Let's make this a Blood Brothers thing. Give me all the gory details. I don't want to hear any of this bullshit bragging.
Yeah, I just walked up, flexed my year 6 muscles, and she was into it, dude.
I've got to be honest, I wasn't expecting how embarrassing they were going to be. I'm embarrassed for you. I felt your pain, let alone you existing. How are you still alive after some of these? Thank you for this content. I will be reading out these comments, and I don't think anybody's going to be laughing at you either. This is not like a ha-ha, you're in pain feeling. This is a, why? That's like being emotionally degloved. Stay through to the end where I'll be sharing with you a few more pearlers from my life, which I repressed until now. Thanks. I honestly thought they'd feel kind of separated, removed, and a little funny by now, but nope, they hurt more. Was one of the kids who had a more developed physique earlier than most. Yes, I was in the blue house. I specifically told people not to brag in these. Deciding Swimming Carnival would be the perfect place to show off to my crush. I stood shirtless at the side of the pool all day, hoping for her to see and want to come and talk to me. Instead, I got the worst sunburn I've ever got to this day, and to add insult to injury, on the way out, my crush poked my sunburn and went, "Ew, you're sunburned." Least Chad I've ever felt in my life. Is it possible to say the sentence of a hot chick without that American accent of, "Ew, you're sunburned," even though she's in Australia? She must have been an exchange student. Anyway, the point is, fuck you because you were in Blue House, you deserved it. Greenhouse represent. Bronze kind of looks like gold. This one by John Johnson, short but sweet. I gave my crush $20 in a Valentine's card. Her friends still make fun of me. And rightfully so. Not even a 50. Def's got one of the most brutal stories I've ever heard in my life. I had a crush on a girl called Grace in primary school. My best mate told her and she came up to me in front of everyone and said, "I'm very sorry, but I would never like you." Are you Ralph Wiggum? God, I wish someone was filming that. Watch this, Liz. You can pinpoint the exact second his heart breaks. I played it off like I didn't know what she was talking about and my mate made it up, but my year 6 boy brain wanted to cry, shit, and piss myself right there. Oh, I'm sure you only did 2 of those. Obviously, I've heard of the phrase, kids can be so cruel, but damn. Kids can steal your soul and put it in a jar, can they? Charlie C, bringing us back to the bitter reality that at least we in co-ed schools had the chance to be embarrassed. If you go to an all-boys school, the closest thing to a flirt is when the canteen wench calls you handsome. She's just saying that for money. Okay, this video really is just the real life made in the abyss, isn't it? Just when you think you've hit your lowest ebb, bam, you realise you're only on level 5.
Archon.
8600. 7th grade crush, asked her out. Answer was obviously no, as I'm a 6 out of 10 even back then, and that's being generous. Nice to know you believe in yourself.
Archon.
Move house later that year, she was my new neighbour. Parents tried to force us to hang out. Just in case you were wondering, he does clarify, it was an awkward experience. Oh.
Archon.
I do really hope that you one day got a wristy behind the back gate, but I'm guessing the answer's no. 8th grade crush, never asked out because she also happened to be the daughter of a teacher that I thought was a bit of a bitch. Find out 6 years later that she had a crush on me too. The fact she's my fiance now makes things a little less awkward. See, more bragging. No, go back to being sad. This is one video where you definitely don't want there to be a happy ending unless you're talking about wristies. Jods writes, crush story, a mate of mine had a huge crush and almost started dating this chick, but his awkward manner and speech put that on hold indefinitely. I walked over to the crush, asked what was going on. I gave him a chance, but he was like way too weird. We went out on a date to see a movie and he was quiet the whole time. After we got lunch, he refused to eat anything in front of me. He just sat in silence and watched me eat KFC.
Does she talk to me anymore, bruh?
You set the precedent. Also, I'm pretty sure it was you. Fess up. This really is the male equivalent of, "Dear Dr. Dolly, my friend's gooch has warts on it. Is that weird?" Tried to be smooth in grade 4 by telling a girl she was hot. She then asked what I said. I backtracked and said, I meant hot temperature-wise. Later on that year, I drew a picture of the both of us, which she said sucked. Come on. Send us the picture via Friendly Geordie's Facebook. I'll be the judge of that. So Anne writes, in year 7 I was obsessed with a guy in my drama class. I would literally write songs on GarageBand about him. See, when chicks have a crush on a guy, it's way scarier. The level of lameness goes to min, the level of psycho goes to max. Later on in the year, we were on a bus route excursion. He and I were sitting next to each other, and he asked if I had a crush on anyone. Because I was 12 and I thought I was slick, I asked him to give me a Tic Tac, and then I'd tell him who I liked. So he did, and I choked on the Tic Tac. How do you choke on a Tic Tac? Do you have that teeny mouth curse from Round the Twist? Tic Tacs are tiny. It goes Tic Tac, hydrogen atom. Do you choke on hydrogen atoms? Fluoro flash, basically just writing a haiku. Took me 4 years to introduce myself, and I was immediately shut down. Jesus, what is that? Well over 1,000 days of psyching yourself up. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Okay, now's the day. Dude, I've read a lot of Tolstoy in my life. That is one of the saddest sentences I've ever read. Alright, here we go. You wanted it? You got it! I got 3 stories for you. We're just gonna have to come back in 4 years like that guy. I need that long to psych myself up for these. Here's the least embarrassing one. Just as a pretext, this is why this story was embarrassing. It happened in year 10. A girl I had a crush on said, I don't know what to call my story. And so I said, oh, I'll read it. So I read it. I came up with a boss title. Can't remember what it was, but it was so boss that the English teacher said, well, that's a really good title, Stacey. And I, in a fury of self-absorbed moronicism, yelled out, I made that title. I still remember her shrill voice screeching from across the room. Instantly regretted that as I realized I should have enough of a developed prefrontal cortex by now to stop myself from saying that. Didn't, however. Pretty sure that was the last thing she ever said to me. Any chance that I did have, that's in tatters now, isn't it? Alright, round 2, and I know I keep repeating myself, but I think this point hasn't been made enough yet. These stories hurt. I asked a girl out in year 9 via email. Not even MSN. Just a quick, dear sir / madam. No, I don't have any gold for you in Zimbabwe. I was wondering if you'd like to be my girlfriend. Here's why you should. To which she responded essentially with, thank you for your letter. It is with a heavy heart that I have to decline. Sincerely, Margaret, or whatever her name was. And let's not forget, there was a 2 to 3 business day wait between those messages. God, this feels like being in a confession booth, except instead of a priest, you have 200,000 gawky teenagers. At the year 10 formal, there was a girl I had a crush on, so I asked her to the formal. She said yes. Then, my extremely alpha friend, who was always captain of the cricket team, decided, this guy's finally getting some pussy, is he? Not if I can help it. Decided just by coincidence that he liked that chick as well, just in the same week. And then asked her out, she said yes, and then he said, yeah, but you could still take her to the formal. I said, dude, I don't think that's a good idea. He said, no, I'm a gentleman, you take her. And I did. I took his girlfriend to the formal, and we all just sat at the same table. What the hell is this, an episode of Three's a Crowd? Thankfully though, I was hosting the year 10 formal, so I didn't have much time to interact with my date in between putting ice cubes down my underpants for a laugh, and not much has changed, eh? I don't know who arranged the seating, but why were they in the front row? As any other class clown will tell you, the year 10 formal is a hard act at the best of times. Let alone your crush with your best friend making out while you're trying to bring the yucks. I actually feel sick now. And you did this. You know what the only medicine for it is? You're gonna have to smash that like button. Otherwise I'll feel queasy. Having said that though, thank you for submitting your wounds. They were very enjoyable and I'm not satisfied yet. If you have some more stories, put them in the comments. If this is popular enough, we'll do a second round. Surely there's some people that could beat that. Not many.
Please share and comment below. Comment.